Homeland Security is warning that domestic extremists have praised the shooting at an LGBTQ nightclub in Colorado earlier this month. A senior Homeland Security official said there's concern that this might motivate others to carry out similar attacks, and the LGBTQ community remains a target for violence. CBS News Homeland Security and Justice reporter Nicole Sganga is following this story for us. So, Nicole, what are intelligence analysts most concerned about when it comes to targeted violence and extremism that exists online?
Vlad, Anne-Marie, good to be with you. There's something called a copycat attack, and it's becoming a bigger concern in the age of social media. Violence inspiring violence. According to this new bulletin, intelligence analysts have observed actors on known extremist platforms praising the alleged attacker here. A senior Homeland Security official told me just yesterday the LGBTQ community remains a target of violence, and what's more, it has become increasingly common for individuals expressing different extremist ideologies to commingle online. That same official told me they've seen racially or ethnically motivated violent actors, in this case, individuals posting on known white supremacist forums, look to this attack in Colorado. Now, right now, federal authorities are working in some cases with local police to increase vigilance. We already know in places like New York City and right here in D.C., police say they've increased patrols around LGBTQ establishments. But Vlad, I want to make clear here that there are things the public can do to help if they spot these kinds of threats of violence online. In fact, just last week, Atlanta police arrested a man threatening at least 2 of the city's gay bars, posting threats on social media directed to those establishments in which he's seen holding a weapon. Employees reported that activity to law enforcement, prompting that arrest.
We just had the midterm elections. We, as far as I know, didn't see any violence, certainly nothing compared to what we saw during, the presidential election. But federal authorities seem to be saying, hey, listen, hold your horses, not so fast. It's not like the problem has gone away. What more can you tell us about what they're watching in the days and weeks ahead?
Anne-Marie, the November midterms were met with only really isolated incidents of violence. That came as a huge relief given the very real concern, the threats and harassments that was directed at law enforcement officials in the run-up to the midterms. But Homeland Security officials say we're not out of the woods yet. According to this bulletin, social media users could seek to justify violence, particularly that attached to false claims of voter fraud, as certifications for some of these elections continue throughout the month of December. Remember, so much of the violence we saw following the 2020 presidential election came after that Tuesday in November. For instance, the Capitol insurrection on January 6th. We've also got a very high-profile run-up election coming in the state of Georgia, a runoff. I know our CBSN viewers know that. Any activity around that contest is something officials are also keeping an eye out for.
So, Nicole, help us understand what this bulletin means, the big picture. How worried should individuals be about the current threat environment, and what should people be looking out for?
Yeah, Vlad, this is so important. This bulletin is intended for the general public to heighten awareness about the complicated threat environment, but it doesn't point to a specific plot or plan. There's a distinction here. This bulletin is intended to make us aware of the kinds of activity out there, but unlike what is called an elevated alert or an imminent alert, it doesn't warn of an impending terrorism threat. Now, it is December 1st. The holiday season is in full swing. Senior law enforcement officials continue to tell CBS News, we want people to go out to celebrate the holidays safely with their friends, family, at public gatherings or places of worship, to not live in fear of going to their favorite restaurant or bar. At the same time, authorities we know are now increasingly reliant on the public's health. If you see threats of violence online or in person, local police want you to report those. We're not just looking for suspicious backpacks left on trains anymore. Online activity that incites violence is something that law enforcement wants to know about. We often hear about mass casualty attacks, but real people can prevent these kinds of tragedies before they happen just by speaking up.
All right, Nicole, thank you.
Thank you.